This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MGM Marbella. On the phone, all the way in, where are you, Marbella still?
I'm back now, I'm back.
Johnny Nelson?
I've just got back from Germany. That's where I've been.
Oh yeah, but you were in Marbella, weren't you?
Yeah, man, it was. Where was you?
I was at home.
You're supposed to be coming out to join in.
I was gonna, then I saw that picture of you with your top off on Twitter, and I thought, do you know what? I'll stay home.
Yeah, you know.
What? Yeah, I thought I'd ring you up and just speak to you about all this stuff that's been in the media lately over the last few days since Huck's win over the weekend. Are you being serious? You want to fight Marco Huck?
Listen, this is what I said. Marco Huck, they built this fight around him matching my record of 13 defences, which is good on him. And they said, look, what do you think? You know, we'd like you to be there. We'd like you to comment on it. I said, it's fine, no problem. If you're going to ask me, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. And it went like this. Congratulations to him. Well done, son. Johnny, would you have beaten him? Yeah, I would have knocked him out. It's not. That's what I think. I would have knocked him out. And when you watch him, you think this kid has not boxed out of Germany to defend his world title. He's in an insular world of world championship out there in Germany because he's thinking the whole world exists right there where he lives. It's all right defending your title when you've got your mum and your dad and your brother and your sister and your best mates at ringside. You go and defend your title in the Lions Den when they're roaring, when they're screaming for your blood and they're giving you hellfire. That's when you win and defend your world title. That's when you call yourself the champion of the world. And this is why I explained to him, get the kid out of Germany, get him around, get him to get the respect of the world, because at this moment in time, he's only got the respect of Germany. So yeah, I would have beaten him in my day. And when he said, would you fight him now? I said, you give me 6 months, I will fight this kid. I'm not coming back to box. You know, but if they're saying, Johnny, would you fight this kid? I will train for 6 months just to fight this boy. And that's it. Not to come back to box as a career, just to fight this kid, because I will show you that how bad it is, the level is, how bad the standard is. I do not want to come back to box, have a career as a boxer, because I'm too old for that. But I know for a fact what I have now is enough to be the current WBO champion.
You've not fought for what, 9 years?
Yeah, that's right.
9 years. So, is there more to it than just proving how possibly weak the division is, or is there, you know, because did you think about it before that night, or was it just because they asked you the question?
I did think about it before that night, and I've watched him, and I find it frustrating to tell you the truth. And then when they're trying to make out as though, you know, this kid's done brilliant, he's matched Johnny Nelson's record. Of course he is. He doesn't come off his own doorstep. And I thought, well, come on, man, you know, get the kid out. You know, I boxed in America, I boxed in Germany. Twice in Germany against their top fighters at the time, and defended my title. So I found it a little frustrating. So yeah, I looked at him and I watched him. Do you think it was just a spur of the moment? I've watched this kid because I can remember the back end of my career. There was talk of this Marco Huck. I don't know if he turned pro at the time or they said he was going to be the future champion. And I looked and I thought, oh, do me a favour. Now when I've seen him, you know, and he's a champion, a fighting champion, an active champion, you just think, what is this all this about? So to me, I thought about it long and hard. I actually spoke to a couple of people because I thought, are you fooling yourself, Johnny? You know, and realistically, you know, you get a lot of fighters saying, I'm coming back to box again, and they need to wake up and smell the coffee. I spoke to a couple of important people in regards to me physically, in regards to Huck's ability, and the support from the people that I respect is enough. And I knew I could do it. I can remember when I boxed Carl Thompson, and people thought I'd lose, and I thought, am I missing something here? I can't see me losing. The same things here with Marco Huck. There's no way I'm going to get in the ring and try and box like I'm 25 years old. Do me a favour, you've got Bernard Hopkins out there, he's still hustling and bustling these young champions, and I think he's a hustler. And I can see what he's doing, but I would not be a Bernard Hopkins. Sugar Ray Leonard was out for 5 years, he came back to box Marvin Hagler, no warm-up fight, boom, straight to box Marvin Hagler. Yes, he wasn't 47, look what he did. want a warm-up. I don't want a career. All I said was, if you think this kid is that good, you give me 6 months. I will get my body in shape in 6 months to box and beat this kid. And he's liable to get himself knocked out. And they don't want it. When I sat there and watched this, I thought, they don't want this. It's not in a million years. You know, even the German boxers that were there, you know, out there in Germany, when I was watching the fight, they were coming up to me after and saying, Jerry, you know what? You've got far much more class now than this man has here. You know, that's his countryman, his fellow countrymen. You know, and it was frustrating, but that's the game. You know, if I was his promoter, if I was Marco Huck, would I take the risk? Realistically, no, because they know this kid's limited. Realistically, no. But if Marco Huck's got any pride, if Marco Huck thinks, you know what, this is a great story. You know, I've equalled Johnny Nelson's record. I'm going to smash it. Why not smash it against the guy who set the record? You know, that's his story. But to me, it's not about coming back and start to box again. I'm too old for that. I'm telling you, I could get myself ready in 6 months' time and beat Marco Huck. And done. Not box anybody else. Not say I'm going to go and try and unify the title. Not say I'm going to try and step up to heavyweight. I'm too old for that. I have a career already. What I'm saying is, this kid is beatable.
Okay, I'm listening to you. But what do you really? You've accomplished what you've accomplished in boxing. You're now comfortable, I'm assuming, financially in your media career. But what, apart from what you said to me, what have you got? Have you got anything to prove, or is it not about that?
Listen, I've got nothing to prove. Well, yeah, I have got something to prove to show that the standards have changed massively.
Do you not think you're going? That's a bit of a drastic measure for someone who's been out the ring for 9 years, retired, happy life, etc., etc. It's a bit of a drastic thing to do just to prove a point of how weak the division is to come back.
I suppose if you're a civilian, yeah. But remember, I don't get myself in shape like Ricky Hatton, out of shape like Ricky Hatton in between since I've stopped boxing. I keep myself in very good shape. And I'm not talking about just dieting. You know, I keep myself in good shape. So that's one thing in my plus. You know, I live a good life. You know, I live a good, healthy life, good, healthy, clean life. So to me, it's just ramping it up a little bit and taking care of yourself and training in different ways so you don't damage your body. I haven't got anything to prove to myself, but I'll tell you one thing. The pros and cons, I think the pros way outweigh the cons. And you know, the success of this, to say, because by the time if this came around, it'd be 10 years I've been out of the ring. To come back, not even have a warm-up fight, and beat a 30-year-old champion, which can be done, which would be done, to me, I think it's a great story. Maybe it's closure. Maybe it's closure, too. Maybe it's closure. Because I finished boxing not on my terms. Maybe it's closure. Maybe that's why a lot of fighters still look and think, I can still do this. Maybe it's closure I need. And there was nothing there to give me that closure to think, aye. If it was anybody else, as the WBO champion, I thought, wow, this kid's good. Do you think I'd be saying this? Do you think I'd be saying I'm coming out of retirement? I'm saying a 47-year-old Johnny Nelson can train for 6 months and beat the current champion. That's how bad it is.
What about your operation you had recently?
Fine. Even spoke to the surgeon. He said, Johnny, you do it right. And again, he said, give yourself a few months to get your body, fight fit again. And I spoke to the correct people. I've not made it. Listen, I can start training, and after 2 months think, you know what? Nah, I ain't doing this. I remember Nigel Benn boxing Steve Collins, and halfway through the fight, Nigel Benn turned and said, nah, I've done it. I'm done. Nobody would ever expect that from Nigel Benn, because at that point in the ring, in the middle of the fight, he realised that fire that would push him on, that would push him through, had gone out, and so he didn't care about the shame of turning his back and walking away. I can remember that, and I thought that must have been really hard for Nigel Benn, we know. So you know these things. If I was training, and a couple of months into training, thought, I can't do this, trust me, I'm going to say, I can't do this, my body can't do it. I've got nothing to lose.
What do your employers think of this? That your thoughts at the moment?
They're my thoughts. You know, I've not actually discussed it with my employers, but they're my thoughts. You know, I was asked my opinion and I gave it, and that's it. You know, nothing's been set in stone, nothing's been sorted out. You know, the cat's been thrown amongst the pigeons, and then we'll have this conversation down the road. But nothing's been said at the moment. I know Adam will probably not want me to fight because I've done it. He'll think like you, and he'll think like a lot of people. Why, Johnny? What's the point? I know that, and I get that. And I don't expect people to see what I see. I don't expect people to achieve what I can achieve, and I don't expect people to believe me, which makes, if it did come off, even better, me turning over. I don't want a career in boxing again. I'm done. I said all I do is I'll train from Marco Huck to fight Marco Huck, and if the WBO say, well, you're going to have a warm-up fight first, no, I don't. Don't make it for the title then. That simple. I'm basically saying, look, you know, Marco Huck doesn't lose his strap, but unofficially, Johnny Nelson beats him, even if he's not for the title, you know.
Alright. Can you just, can you do me a favour here, actually? Obviously, I did a little video with Ryan Rhodes recently announcing his moody comeback, which went down great, and I suppose there's a lot of people that probably might think that this is another one, but can you just confirm, like, to the best of my knowledge, what you're telling me is the 100% truth, and this isn't a part of any wind-up?
Cookie Bear, this has nothing to do with you. This is not a wind-up, and understand what I'm saying to you. I am not coming back to have a career as a boxer. I'm too old for that. I answered the question to say, if this kid is that good, you give me 6 months to train for him, and I would do it, and I would beat him. That's what I'm saying. And if they were so foolish enough to take me up on the offer, I will oblige. This isn't a wind-up. I was asked a question, I gave an answer. I was asked if I'd have beaten him in my day. Yes, I would have beaten him in my day. You know, some people may differ in opinion, but that's my opinion. I was asked if you thought if I thought I'd beat him now. Yeah, I do. You give me 6 months to get ready. That's what I said. And so they can look at it and read into it how they want.
In your opinion, from a 1 to 10, how realistic do you think the chances of this actually coming off and happening is?
I actually thought about that, because if I realistically didn't think they'd take me up on the listen to what I had to say, they wouldn't have asked me the question. Why would they ask me such a silly question? So now it's all blown out of proportion. They built this fight out in Germany around him matching my record. That was all how they did it. That's how they tried to fire this fight up. And that's why they wanted me out there, just to say, you know, congratulate him for doing something special. But then they asked me a question. Now, they're not going to trap me. They're not going to corner me. And let me start stuttering, thinking, I told them what I thought. It didn't go down too well in the German crowd, because it was all over the tannoy, me saying it, but I told them what I thought. They're not going to trap me. I'm not going to say, no, he'd have beat me, no, there's no way I'm coming back. No, there's no way I'm fighting. I'm not going to say that, because that's not what I believe. I just think, you know, he's done something very special. They asked me what I thought, I told them. And if they think I wouldn't back it up by saying, yeah, okay, let's do it, I would back it up.
Did you speak to the Sauerlands about this on Saturday?
On Saturday, yeah, because listen, when they asked me to come out there, I did say to them, I said, you know what, I beat your kid in about, you give me 6 months and I beat your kid. They started laughing. They thought, yeah, right. And then, and that was it. And then when we got out there, it's like the question was primed by everybody to ask me if I'd beat him now. So, I'm not going to say, listen, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't be saying this. But look at the guy, come on. You look at him, and if you're a fan of his, I'm sorry. The kid's not bad. He's a world champion. But don't you tell me, I said to Marco Huck when we were there at the press conference, there's only a handful of world champions that got the tag world champion that believe they are the best in the world. Do you believe you are the best in the world? This kid didn't answer me straight off. He came out with some long-winded, smart-ass, I don't fight old men rubbish answer. I said, answer the question, do you think you're the best in the world? Because he knows. He knows. He's in an insular situation where he thinks, you know what, this will do me. This is my world. This is my pond. I'm a big fish.
So, in a nutshell, you would come back to fight only Marco Huck to basically expose the cruiserweight division right now?
Yes. And remember, it would be a brilliant story. 10 years after.
It would be a great story. It would be a great story.
10 years after giving up as an undefeated champion, to come back to say, look, come on, boys, sort yourself out. Let's stop kidding ourselves. Let's stop kidding ourselves. We're saying these guys are representing say they're the best in the world. Come on, let's stop kidding ourselves. If an old 47-year-old man can come back and do this after 10 years out of the ring, you know, it says we're kidding ourselves here. Let's get it together.
All right, Johnny. Well, listen, thanks for clarifying that on IFL TV. When I spoke to you earlier on, I was kind of like, do you know what? If you want to do it, and you know, go and do it. Since I've spoke to you, which was a few hours ago, I'm beginning to think that I don't think you should do it. But if you do it, then everyone should support you. That's what I think. So.
Listen, I've had a couple of calls from a couple of friends saying, "No, don't do it, Johnny. You've got nothing to prove." I hear that, and what I'm saying is, this is again, I answer the question, and that is my opinion, you know, and that's why I thought. And it's not that we've got to fight up. John Nelson's fighting Morgan Hook in January, February, whenever it is. This is what, and I would back it up. Now, and people say don't do it. I get that. I totally get it. But the thing is, they don't know me. They don't. All they see is John Nelson. He's old now. Can he do this? They don't know how I train. They don't know what I do. Because they don't know that I spar and I train a lot anyway. They don't know that. So I understand their concerns. I understand friends' concerns saying, "No, don't do it. You've got nothing to prove." I haven't. So it makes no difference if it happens or not.
I just think, this is my personal opinion, that if you were looking on it from the outside and you were looking at someone, I don't know, like Glenn or whoever else, someone else who's been retired for however many years, or not just, you know, anyone, I think that your opinion would be leave it alone. Do you know what I mean? I think that your opinion on another person doing something similar, not like Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton had demons, do you know what I mean, to do with the Pacquiao fight, the Mayweather fight, etc, etc. That was a different situation. It was over, what, lesser years. But I think if you was to advise someone, or you was talking about your opinion, I think you would be telling them not to do it. So
I totally agree with you. If I was on the outside looking in and somebody said the same thing, I'd say, yo, leave it alone, you don't need to do that. But I keep saying to people, I am not coming back to have a career as a boxer. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, but once you've had one fight, imagine you beat him, or you knocked him out in whatever time, and then what happens after that? You think, well, I've got the belt now. What? No. How far can I go? No?
No.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I know I wouldn't do that because, you know, it took me 5 years to get boxing out of my system. It took me 5 years to shake it. Now I can happily watch it and enjoy it, and people can have a pop and a giggle about the highs and lows of my career, and it doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. My ego isn't that carried away with itself. But this is just common sense. Common sense tells me, you know what, Johnny, you can easily beat this kid. Now, if I'm wrong, let's find out after a couple of months in the gym. That's it. I wouldn't have. It's because it's Marco Hook, and I'm looking and thinking, this kid is just handmade. Come on. And that's it. But I agree with you. I would say, if it was somebody else, don't do it. But then you look at the lifestyle. You know, they probably said it to Bernard Hopkins. He said he was going to retire at 40. He still boxed at 48, 47, 48. They probably said it to George Foreman when he beat Michael Moore at 48 years old. You know, so these things said it. I definitely said it about Evander Holyfield. Let it go, man. Why are you boxing? What's the point? I get that. Because these guys are trying to still have a career. I don't want a career as a fighter. My answer was, listen, if you think he's that good, you give me 6 months and let me show you how good he is. That's it. Okay. Boxing on things are done.
Okay. Alright, well listen, Johnny, thanks for talking to IFL TV. I said that about 5 minutes ago, but listen, whatever you decide to do, like I said, regardless of people's opinion, you seem of able body and mind, so it's your call. If you do that, you know, good luck to you, crack on. I'm sure people will support you. Whoever's important to you will support you, so see what happens. Johnny, obviously I haven't spoke to you since I've come back from Carson. One of your own. Ingle Gym, Team Ingle Gym. Kell Brook come home with the world title. Great for Sheffield and great for British boxing.
Great for Sheffield, great for British boxing, great for Ingle Gym. It shows that it's not fluke. You don't get 4 world champions produced in one gym. But by luck, I think what Kell did, he showed a side to him that a lot of people ask questions about, and that was cojones and staying power. It was a rough ride to begin with, and Kell, he held his nerve. You know, he showed his desire, he showed his want. He's got himself in the mix there. I'm very proud of him, and a lot of people don't understand when he keeps saying last of the old school. What he means by that is the old school fight. You get a lot of sportsmen now, and I call it the David Beckham syndrome. They want to see themselves in the paper, they want to wear the bling, they want to wear the flash suits, they want to look the part, but they don't really want to put the work in to get the success. And when he says the last of the old school, you know, the fame and the adulation around it, that's the kind of stuff that Kell is basically saying, you know, that's not important, that's not what's important to me. I'm one of the old school fighters that I'm training to fight, to win. You know, that's what's the most important. And so it was just nice. It was just a nice little tag in it, last of the old school, because he's last of the originals. And he was only a baby when we were all flying about, coming through. He's last of the originals of the gym that were there to say, this is how it's done, this is the formula. We can produce more champions if we do it this way. I was very, very proud of him, of what he achieved. And no matter what you say of the people around him, they've done the right thing, because the last 2 years of his career has been a real roller coaster of emotions, career-wise. So he did really, really well, considering. You know, to me, I thought if he lost that, he's done. Amir Khan was in the studio watching the fight, and Amir Khan, you know, all of a sudden, there's no excuse. This fight can happen. It's another great fight that we can see in the UK, as long as these boys carry on winning in between, if they don't fight each other next.
Who wins that fight? Khan Brook?
Damn, that's a problem. That is. You can't. But Brook is obviously my boy. You know, he's the one I've got to put my hand on his shoulder. So he's got to be you, because I think he's fresh at that level. But Khan, I rate it. Khan's got the experience. Khan's been there, done that. He's wore the badge. I think he's got the pace. He's got the awkwardness to get in and out. But it's about game plan. I think Kelly's hungry enough to say, yeah, you know what, I know exactly how to work it out. I know exactly what to do. Kelly's a vicious little bugger. You know, I see what he does with some guys in the gym. You know, and even like, you think you'd be more respectful of a former world champion. Kel doesn't care. You know, he's smashing the life out of junior and people like that. And when people are walking in and out, he doesn't care. He enjoys beating people up. That's a fittest. No, tell a lie. I think when he was training for a Devon Anderson fight, that's a fittest I saw him until he got injured. But he did everything right, and I think him and Khan will be an unbelievable fight. I like both fighters. I love one. I like the other, and it will divide things up this side of the world. But I think it'll be a wicked fight. So my money's going to be on Kell.
Alright, well, Johnny Nelson, I've tried to end this interview 4 times now, so 4th time lucky. It's just, I keep wanting more questions from you. I haven't seen you for a while, so please excuse me.
I miss you, man. I miss you. You want to see my suntan? I be in my bed, got a suntan.
Yeah?
You understand? I'm bleak. I'm bleak.
Have you gone darker skin? Because a lot of people think that because you've got dark skin, not you, I'm talking about people with dark skin, that they don't tan. But you do tan, didn't you? I tan, so you tan.
Listen, I'm coffee without the cream right now. Trust me, my teeth look so white.
Really?
I can't believe that. Listen, let me just tell you this. I was away. Now, people should know the boxing. I was accused. Some guy came, "Hey, Bomber, you're alright. What story of fights? Brilliant fighter. Bomber Graham, this is..." And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So, what did I do? I accommodated them and went, yeah. Guess me to sign something, so I signed it, Bomber Graham. I thought, girl, when you did this, walked around the corner, some little kid called me Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Who is that?
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank?
Are you Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank? I'm thinking, I'm probably sure. I thought, is someone named you there? That's it.
He used to play for Chelsea and Leeds United. Great player.
Whatever. Do I look like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank? I looked at him on Google. No, I don't. Do me a favour. Then, I'm chilling out on the beach, relaxing with my family, just having a nice time. So I'm going, okay, man comes past. I say, yo, let me take a picture with these things. Just a little joke, man. I had a picture. He said, hey, you look like Silverback.
Oh, dear.
Silverback. I would have slapped the
Oh, dear. You could pass for pretty much any black person then, can't you, I suppose? Is that racist to say that? Well, I don't know.
Well, I had a lovely summer, and I miss you, man, so let the games begin.
We'll catch up soon anyway, Johnny, alright?
We'll do it. Alright.
Alright. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.
Peace!
Coogan Cassius, IFL TV, Johnny Nelson, thank you very much.